Yo, what's going on guys, Arix here, and today I want to talk Hollow Knight Silksong, the highly anticipated, long silent, still silent sequel to the fantastic original that we all want to play very much. But despite there being many Nintendo Directs and other indie game showcases since it's announced, we still have very little to go on. However, throwing back to a tweet Xbox made last year, in theory the game is still slated to release this year. So with that being said, let's have a little 2023 recap and go over everything we do know about Hollow Knight Silksong and when we may hope to get our hands on this elusive title. So if you guys are Hollow Knight fans and therefore looking forward to this game, drop a like on this video and comment down below, when do you think this game is going to come out? Then when it gets announced, you can come back to this video and see if you got it right. But let's start at the top. Very quickly, for those that have perhaps been living under a rock, what is Hollow Knight Silksong? Well, it's the sequel to the incredibly popular first game, Hollow Knight, that originally released back in 2017, a Metroidvania title with a fantastically unique art style. In Silksong, however, you play as Hornet, Princess Protector of the Hollow Nest and the character you met in the original, and you will adventure through a whole new kingdom ruled by Silken Song. Captured and brought to this unfamiliar world, Hornet must battle foes and solve mysteries as she ascends on a deadly pilgrimage to the kingdom's peak. As the lethal hunter Hornet, you'll journey to all new lands, discover new powers, battle vast hordes of bugs and beasts, and uncover ancient secrets tied to your nature and your past. And as you can see from the trailer and the footage we've seen, the game looks awesome. So, when is the game coming out? Well, that is the kicker. See, it's been shown a few times, but to this day we still don't have a release date for the game. Every time a new Nintendo Direct was announced, or perhaps some other indie showcase, everyone would always cling to the hope that maybe, just maybe, this would be the time we finally get a release date. But alas, nothing. Until that was a tweet from Xbox cropped up last year. See, Silksong does have a release window. Back in June 2022, following an Xbox presentation where they showed off a bunch of upcoming titles, Silksong was also featured. And while it didn't have a date, following the show, someone tweeted in response to a post Xbox made stating that everything you are seeing today, i.e. in that event in June, is playable in the next 12 months. And their reply said, "So you're telling me Silksong is also out within the next 12 months? And Xbox replied, "That is exactly what we said." So, with that in mind, 12 months from that tweet would mean by the latest of June 12th, 2023, Silksong should, in theory, be out. Now obviously delays can happen, so until we get confirmation nothing is technically locked in, but if things are still on track, then it's fair to say within the next 6 months you should be playing this game. So with that being said, what do we know about the game? Well, fortunately, we had a rather awesome debut trailer, which really does do a great job of capturing the new features, enemies, abilities, and essence of this new game, paired with more recently 20 minutes of gameplay from a Nintendo presentation, so there is definitely a good chunk to at least sink your teeth into. The debut trailer opens, of course, with Hornet and immediately bursts into action. It's both familiar and new because, of course, you see Hornet dashing towards enemies, slapping them up, tearing them apart, and there's even what looks to be a grappling tool too. From the officially released information, we do know that we'll be discovering a whole new kingdom. We know we'll be exploring coral forests, mossy grottos, gilded cities, and misted moors as we ascend the shining citadel at the top of the world. We'll engage in lethal acrobatic action, wield a whole new suite of deadly moves as we dance between foes in deadly, beautiful combat. We'll be able to craft powerful tools and master an ever-expanding arsenal of weapons, traps, and mechanisms to confound your enemies and explore new heights. We'll also be able to solve shocking quests, and one of the cool things in this game is we'll also be able to hunt down rare beasts, solve ancient mysteries, and search for lost treasures to fulfill the wishes of the downtrodden and restore the kingdom's hope. In the game, we'll also be able to face off against 150 all-new foes between beasts and hunters, assassins and kings, monsters and knights, be able to defeat all of them with bravery and skill, and we'll also be able to challenge the Silk Soul mode. Once you conquer the kingdom, you'll be able to test your skills in an all-new mode that spins the game into a unique, challenging experience. And the whole game is going to be wrapped up in a stunning orchestral score. Hollow Knight's award-winning composer Christopher Larkin returns to bring melancholy melodies, symphonic strings, and heart-thumping, soul-strumming boss themes to the adventure. So, very much looking forward to this. And of course, finally, to round out the platforms. Thankfully, Silksong, when it does release, is going to be playable everywhere. PC, Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo Switch, so pick your platform of choice and run wild. Whether they all release simultaneously will of course remain to be seen, but eventually it'll be available everywhere. So, as you can see, for the time being, while admittedly we don't necessarily have too much to go on, it is a game that should hopefully be releasing later on this year, and again, assuming plans are still very much in motion, then it shouldn't be too long till we actually get our hands on this title. Anyway, with that being said, for the time being, that's it. If you guys have any more questions, by all means let us know in the comments down below. If you've missed some of our recent videos, you can check out one of these ones, and otherwise keep it locked for plenty more.